Aman. And yes, I'm doing this live session because many of you asked me that I have not done any of the live sessions. So, if you don't know me, my name is Aman Sharma. I'm currently internal medicine trainee in NHS England, and I run a vlog called UK Dreamers, and I help you guys, give your queries and thoughts to me, and we can make things work for you to come to the UK and work in the UK. So the first question that so this series I would say is life in the UK. I would talk about things at work. I would talk about things outside work and how things work in the UK basically. So the most common query that most of you guys tell me, there are no jobs, Aman. Yes and no. So if you go and see the job list, yes, they are constantly advertising posts for clinical fellows, junior clinical fellows, senior clinical fellows, specialty doctors, locum consultants. Posts are there. Question is, are you fit for the post? So what usually happens, I'll classify into two broad people. The first are the freshers, our colleagues who've just passed and they've come to the UK and they're trying to get a job. So it's really difficult, isn't it, guys? Because they would ask you for observership if you've got pre-NHS experience, if you've got contacts and if you've got details and whatnot, which is really, really difficult. So I do understand and appreciate the frustration you have, but unfortunately, there's no other way. You need to apply jobs. Make sure you don't apply 500 jobs. Make sure, like for instance, if you want to do a medical job, apply just for medicine jobs. If you want to do any jobs, apply for any jobs. If you want to do surgical jobs, apply for them. And you must back up with some form of evidence, as in you should have some form of further exposure to the specialty, you've attended conferences, you've done some courses, and then only things would work in your favor. Otherwise, it all goes, not in a good way. For the people who've come here with some experiences, though you've just done your Plab, but you've got a good amount of decent experiences, do look for jobs in your specialty. For instance, you worked in psychiatry and you want to, switch and you want to look for a job in medicine, becomes difficult, guys. It's not easy. I did that crazy stuff, but I'm telling you, it's not easy. And for people who've done their membership exams, guys, you are the one who have a silver spoon in your mouth. Because if you go and look for specialty doctor jobs, registrar level jobs, there is always a job for you guys. You can also approach the recruitment agents because they would fetch you a good job, good relocation packages. Unfortunately, for guys and girls who've not done their membership exams and have just come through the Plab pathway or are looking for sponsorship pathways, recruitment agencies are not going to help you. That's a very clear take-home message I want to tell you. They have their own reasons, but for us, it's a closed door. If you've done Plab or you're coming to the sponsorship, the recruitment agents are not going to get you a job. They're not going to get you relocation package. So yes, it's going to be struggleful, but it's still doable. Second thing, most of you who've got family and kids do ask me, what's the childcare business about? It's very expensive because if your child is small, if they're less than 3 years, you do not fulfill the criteria for any free hours. So you have to pay every single penny from your own pocket. For instance, you and your wife are working, you've got a 2-year-old baby who needs to go to the nursery or to some form of childcare service. So they would have to go and you would have to pay. Fee is extensive. You can end up paying 50 to 80 pounds a day. So if you're paying it for 5 days a week, you're looking at least £1,000 a month. Be mindful, you will not have these services when you have the bank holidays and the national holidays. So it can be really challenging during those times. But that's that. Since you don't have much family or close friends here, that is something that you'll have to do. There is no escaping from that. And yes, that is expensive. There is another way you can cope with it, is because if you both are working and for instance you've got Christmas holidays, one can take half days, one can take half days, so you and your partner can actually manage the shifts, but yes, you end up babysitting at home. Parents, okay guys, many of you ask me, I want to bring my parents are not that all of our parents are not that young, But yeah, if your parents are not in a good state of health, and someone asked me like, what if they wanted to get them here, get them treated here for a longer time? Straightforward answer, I don't know, but most of the people would end up going back after 180 days in a calendar year. That's a standard norm of the immigration services. So you would have to send your parents back. There's nothing much you can do about it. I know few of my seniors and colleagues who managed to keep their parents slightly longer, but that was during COVID time when there were no flights in, so they didn't have an option. But yes, for other people, there is no option. You have to send them back after 180 days. That's the only, I would say, sad part of the UK, because you don't have much options, guys, which is not good. I understand, but there is no win-win here. If your parents are not well and you think you can bring them here for longer term, nah, doesn't work that way. Sorry. Okay, the next question is specialty training. Oh, the burning question. So, guys, if you want to look for the specialty training, the hunting season is coming. November, the applications are going to open. Make sure you've kept your stuff ready. Make sure you've kept your quest forms ready. If you've applying for higher specialty, you've kept your alternate competency certificates ready. You've got your ALS ready. All the the charms and the feathers you can add on to your cap just to make yourself more sellable and presentable. This is the time, guys. You've got a month's period now. Just make sure you get everything right. In terms of the competition, it's getting way competitive, guys. I mean, previously I was told by my seniors that even radiology you didn't used to be that competitive 10-12 years ago, but now if you see at the ratio, everything is competitive. When I applied for the internal medicine training, I think that year the competition ratio was, for one seat there was about 2.25 people. It has risen slightly to about 3 something now. Emergency medicine is absolutely crazy. You were 6, man. I don't know. People are absolutely getting haywire about emergency medicine. GP practice, general practice, used to be less than 1. It has gone over 1.5. So things are competitive, man. And like, for instance, if you were to apply neurosurgery, cardiac surgery, forget it, man. Just because the competition ratio is way, way high. So I would say people who actually get a chance to do it have done extensive sort of research, investment, and participations and whatnot, which is I would say it's really difficult to do as a foreign medical graduate, because you've got your own expenses and your own clock running for so many things. So yes, if you're very, very energetic and enthusiastic, please apply for it, but it usually tends to be a difficult nut to crack. So if you want to have a look about the competition ratios, the Health Education England does release it every year. You can just have a look. I'll share a link in the description if you are very eager to have a look at it as well. Okay, so the last point for today is pay protection. Okay, again, difficult thing to comment. I would say this does not apply for freshers. This does not apply for people who've done their plabs and are working as a clinical fellow, senior clinical fellow jobs. Pay protection does not apply to you. For instance, me, I did work as a senior fellow, but no pay protection. So I took a big hit going into specialty training at STU level 1. But yeah, for people who are working as a specialty doctor, who are already into training, your pays can be protected. So for instance, specialty doctors do not get a specific sort of night enhancement, weekend enhancement. They have a basic pay which they carry, which is relatively good. So when they have 13 months, when they work 13 months in that specific post, they are eligible for pay protection, and they can apply for pay protection when they apply the training. Yes, but be mindful, they do not, you would not get any sort of enhancement. Even if you do nights, weekends or something, your pay would be the same. For instance, now I'll tell you, if someone is on a pay protection and they're on a specialty doctor of say 56,000 pounds or something, so their take home is roughly about 3,400 pounds, isn't it? So even as a specialty trainee one, your pay would be still 3,400 pounds, which we would take about 3,200 pounds or so. When we go into specialty year 3 without the pay protection, the take home is about 38, 37, 3,800 pounds. But for the other person, it would still be statutory at the same level. But yeah, for instance, if you are applying for GP, it becomes very very good, because GP trainees, when they are not in the hospital, the GP practice, the ST1, ST2, whatever they do, the pay is very less. When they take home, it's 24, 2,500 pounds. But yeah, with this, you relatively take a bigger sum. So in a nutshell, 3 years, it's a win-win situation for you, but not for everyone. So pay protection, again, not for fresh graduates, only for people who are working at career grade post jobs, specialty doctor jobs, or the one who are already in training. For instance, if someone from a ST3, any bizarre thing, ST3 surgery, wants to stop doing that stuff and wants to go back to GP practice, they were entitled to be given a registrar post and a registrar pay, so their pay is protected, and once they even start at a lower post, their pay would still be protected. So that is how the pay protection works. All right, guys. So I would try to come on and off with such random questions rather to make a big video about anything else. If you want me to make a video about anything else, just let me know. And till then, keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing, guys. And I'll see you next video. Thank you so much. Cheers. Bye.